But what about the fatherless? The fatherless, I give you 3 or 4 different final points. As a child who has to endure the pain and the suffering of not having a father, I really suggest and I hope that you would do one of 4 things. That you would recognize, number 1, that you have to start with you. Everything starts from within. Secondly, you have to be able to acknowledge the fact that, wait a minute, your father may have not provided you with what you longed for. It wasn't the car, it wasn't the Barbie, it was actually his time that you really wanted. When you're able to verbalize that to him, then you actually have an advantage. Thirdly, if you're able, as a fatherless child, to be able to recognize that he may not ever be what you wanted him to be, then you may be able to stand firm on both feet and recognize that you have more power than you ever gave yourself acknowledgement for. And then lastly, if you're able to simply appreciate those who have walked with you, you also strengthen yourself.
If we judged a country based on how many kids are being raised by fatherless homes that's producing crimes at the levels that we're getting, sex during teenage pregnancy, abortion, suicide, incarceration, maybe we ought to look at this. Maybe this is very important. Maybe our educational system sucks. Maybe. Kids spend more time around teachers than they do around their parents.
Can you imagine how our perception of men would change if the media started showing good, well-rounded men taking on the responsibility of fatherhood? We need to step away from the toxic masculinity narrative and into one that values the inherent traits that men have. Politically, we should be looking at policies that don't incentivize single motherhood. Maybe take a look at that welfare system and do a little bit of tweaking.
My father was the OG. I was raised by probably the best father on earth. I really genuinely
But he
believe
wasn't
that.
around?
But a father doesn't have to be around. Everyone should look at their father like a superhero. That's what you should genuinely view him as.
Hopefully, because without the encouragement of your father, man, the world is a dismal place. It's very difficult to be a courageous person unless you have your father in body and spirit behind you. It's very demoralizing.
What if we were able to change the world one family at a time by simply applying accountability? I know we can do it.
And if I ran a state or a country, we would be recognizing certain behavior and turning great fathers and mothers into heroes. Because God knows their job is hard.